Hey everyone, it's Coach Matt over here at Elite Throws Coaching, and I wanted to do another video analysis for you today. Here we have Kiran, Krishna, and he had sent me a video, I think it was last week, maybe the week before, and we were emailing back and forth a little bit beforehand. And I think this is a great video to illustrate a big issue or a big thing that happens a lot with throwers who are kind of coaching themselves how to throw. I remember at a track and field camp a couple years ago, we had a contest, and basically, I think they were given some type of vouchers for, you could go online and get like a big price break or get free track and field shoes through like a local company that had sponsored this track camp. And basically, what I did was I got in the discus circle and I threw with really bad form on purpose. And I wanted the athletes that were there to basically figure out, okay, name like the biggest thing. What's the biggest thing that we need to improve upon, or that I need to improve upon? And that's went athlete by athlete, and they all were saying a bunch of like different stuff. Oh, you didn't turn your foot, you didn't shift your weight, the discus came in front of your hip, you jumped to the middle instead of driving to the middle, you spun in the air, you didn't get your foot down in time. They were pretty much just picking out all of these little things. And by the time I got to the last person, because they had heard all of the answers from the people before them, the list was like 25 things long of all these little things. And there was only one person that got it. And the one person that got it said that I didn't drive. I didn't make it a linear movement. I was trying to spin around in the circle and throw. I was trying to do this ballet, ballerina spin in the circle and not throw. And when you are first starting out, that to me is the number one thing that you need to realize about the rotational movements, both shot put and discus, is that it's not a spin. It's a pivot on your foot. So you have to pivot. If you're right-handed, you have to pivot around your left side. If you are left-handed, you need to pivot around your right side. And then you need to drive and blast and run down that circle. It's not a jump and spin. It's not a jump and twirl. It's not a pirouette. It's not a ballet movement. It's a turn and sprint, a turn and run, bounding, exploding powerfully down that circle. And once you do that, then you can start to do other stuff. You landed flat-footed in the middle of the circle. Okay, well, if you spin around in the air and land flat-footed, you got to fix the spinning around in the air thing first. Okay, drive down the middle of that circle. Get around your left and run down the circle. Don't spin. I mean, because at that point, who cares if you're landing flat-footed? It's not going to go anywhere anyway. Majoring in the minors a little bit. That's like saying, I want to race my car, but I have a flat tire, so I need to get new tires. Okay, but also the car's engine blew up and it doesn't even turn on. Let's fix the engine first before we start working on the tread of your tires, or, there's a little chip in the paint. It's like, dude, the engine doesn't work. Oh, these seats aren't really as nice as I'd like. I want them to be a different color. Or, oh, why don't we get different wheels? I don't really like these wheels. It's like, dude, you don't even have an engine. So work on the big things first. That's sort of the lesson to take, is to work on the big things first. Now, Kiran here is having an issue that a lot of beginners have, and that is that the rotation, or the full throw in the discus, is not going as far as his standing throw. He's wondering what's going on. So I'm going to have you watch this in full speed a few times, and you guys will be able to see exactly what's going on. It has to deal with that story I told you. So you can see here, pretty easy, that he is just twirling in the air and throwing. There's really no drive down the middle. There's really no kind of linear movement. He's just sort of jumping and twirling in the air and throwing. So this is very similar to what the story was that I told you about that track camp a couple of years ago, is that he's just kind of twirling in the air and throwing. You can try to fix all the other stuff. Like some people probably be like, oh, well, he moves his left foot backwards before he, yeah, who cares? We got to fix that turn and jump. Oh, the discus gets in front of the hip. Okay, that doesn't matter. He goes down and up. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't matter. What we want to get him to fix is this. So you can see where the foot begins and where the foot ends. He's probably only going maybe 4 feet. The discus circle is 8 feet 2.5 inches. And he's only driving about 1.5 feet out of the back of the circle and about 2.5 feet to what would be the middle of the circle if there was a circle. So there's a lot of stuff to work on here, but the big thing is to make this linear. So Kiran, this is what I would do first. Okay, I would measure, get whatever you can do, draw lines in the dirt, get a couple of straight sticks or pieces of wood, and measure out I think it's 3.5 meters. It's 8 feet 2.5 inches. That's the size of your discus circle. So if you're starting here, your discus circle is probably going to end somewhere around here. And that is where I'd like you to mark off. From there, I want you to put a piece of rope or draw in the dirt, like draw a straight line. That way, when you drive out of the back, you have that straight line that I want you to drive over, to run over, to step over. Okay? So you're not going to jump and twirl. You're going to have to pivot on that left foot. Okay? Pivot on the left foot and then run. And you're going to run and land on the other side of that line. So that's the first thing that I want you to work on, okay? And that is the biggest thing. Because if your standing throw is going kind of far, we need to make sure that we get your body into a good standing throw position, into a good power position at the end of your throw, at the end of this full technique, okay? So the first stage of doing this is to run and make this a linear movement and not a jump and twirl movement. All right? So that's what I got for you today. I mean, it looks like you're doing awesome, man. You are doing a lot with very little. You don't even have shoes on, and that's super impressive. I've had people send me videos where they're throwing in the backyard. They're throwing in like drainage ditches. We've had somebody, they were in like a junkyard, basically throwing, and their toe board was just a block, like a 4x4 railroad tie. This just goes to show too. I get so many people who complain, oh, we don't have a good discus cage. Oh, our shot circle is really rough. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, my throwing shoes are too slippery. Get somebody here barefoot, for God's sakes. Barefoot, throwing on dirt in a random, this isn't a track. I mean, this is just a random, field. So this goes to show what's possible if you guys are willing to put in the time and you're willing to be a little bit tough, get a little bit of thick skin. This guy right here is doing it. So that's what I got for you today. Guys, keep sending in these videos. The all-new EliteThrowsCoaching.com is going to be launching very soon. We're just putting the finishing touches on it right now. So make sure to go to EliteThrowsCoaching.com, sign up for the newsletter, and you will be notified as soon as the brand new website is up and running. Hope you guys are doing great out there. It's almost indoor track season. Keep on practicing, keep on throwing, and I will talk to you soon.